Getting on. Have you had a chance to do any of these myofascial release techniques I've been showing you? I hope they're useful and you can just kind of save them on your Facebook feed if it's useful, and you can come back to them time and time again. So today I'm going to show you a really easy one that you only need your fingers for. Um, I'm giving you a blue background this time instead of a pink one, just to keep shaking things up a bit. So if you've ever had shoulder tension, neck tension, head tension, put your hands up. Both hands go up. I think everyone has experienced something like that in their lives, possibly experience it regularly. So what we can do is release some of the myofascia in the scalp and the jaw. So if I'm massaging someone and they have shoulder tension, I always go for the jaw. Neck tension, I go for the jaw. There's this kind of spot in the neck where all of the muscles come together, and the scalp and also the bones behind the jaw come together. And if that gets very congested, it can even lead to troubles in your ears. It's quite incredible. So there's three little techniques I want to show you today, and hopefully they'll be useful. The first is to massage what we call the temporalis muscle. So temporalis is the temples are here. Temporalis muscle is kind of behind the ear. So it's kind of like a nice chunk. And all we do is we place out, now we don't want to press really hard in the temple hole. We go back from that. So I'm kind of on my hairline. I'm going to put a few fingers onto my scalp, and I'm going to kind of press them in, and then I'm going to move the whole scalp over the bones. So what I'm not doing is kind of like hearing that kind of noise of just massaging the hair. I'm digging in a little bit, and I am making circles where I'm trying to actually release. Now my scalp is ever so tight today. It might take you a few goes pressing, circling, so you can actually release the scalp from its tight hold on the cranium bones. So I can do a spot there, I can go a little bit further back, and I can basically go around the back of the ear. So I'm using my three, just because it's comfy, press in, three fingertips, press in, circle. Oh, it feels so good. And I could do, probably just 3 points is enough. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm getting to that kind of dip where the bones run out. So that is nice to begin with. So that will hopefully release. I mean, you can actually do this all the way around the scalp. I mean, when we do Indian head massage, we do a good 5 whole minutes of this for people, just to release all the tight holding. And this helps the glide of the scalp over the bones. It helps to release the whole back line of myofascia. So that's the temporalis muscle, and that can really help start loosening up this kind of tight holding where you get these headaches. Then masseter, the jaw muscle. So if you like press in a little bit and just open and close, you'll feel if you're on the right place. So then what we do is we're gonna, again, I use 3 fingertips, press in and just do some circles over the bone. You'll find there's lumpy bits there. You can kind of move around. It's actually back where the jaw and the cheekbone meet, in front of the ear there. You can see this kind of shadow there on me. That's where, whenever you see a shadow, that's probably like a shadow because the bones are joining together. In between, if I press up, my fingertips are hitting the cheekbone. If I press down, I'm kind of rolling over quite a tight band of muscle there, and then I get to the jaw. So I'm in between those, and I'm pressing and circling. And I'm not going to keep my teeth really tight. I'm not going to have them really open either. I'm just having them natural. And this can be quite owy. I mean, if you have neck and shoulder tension, this probably will be where you have tension. And also people who grind their teeth are going to have some tension there. And all this you can do, you could do this with myofascial release balls. You can lay on a block on the ball, and you just put your weight on the ball, and you just move your head around, but you can do it just as well with your fingertips. So this is a way of releasing the myofascia with your fingertips. So we've done frontalis, we've done the masseter, jaw muscles, and then what we can do is we have these incredible muscles called sternocleidomastoids. You can call it the SCM if you want. So if I turn my head here, you can see that I've got a band of muscle that goes from behind the head all the way down. Oh, I can't trace it, getting lost, to the front of my top of my collarbone. So that's kind of like holding my head from the front to the back. And then we have these scalenes that go from the front to the back. It's all amazingly intricate. The body is an incredible place. So if I wanted to, I can actually kind of like grab hold of that. You probably want to do it in a mirror. I'm doing it on this thing. I mean, we don't want to be digging around in the front of the throat. It's not an area we need to be applying pressure to at all. But you can kind of, by turning your head around a little bit, you can find that band of muscle that goes from the back of the ear, and you can just give it a little squeeze. And then as it comes down, it splits, and you've got two portions. But ultimately, it gets to the collarbone. Now, we have the collarbone and we have the sternum. And then if you think about the corner where the collarbone and the sternum come, what I'm going to do is, on the opposite side, where I'm going to move my head in a minute, I'm going to put the palm of my hand under the collarbone and off to the side of the sternum. So I'm on soft tissue. I'm actually on pec here. I'm going to pull the soft tissue. I'm going to press my hand in. So I'm really like pinning it down. I'm going to pull my hand down. I'm going to just apply pressure with the other hand. And then I'm going to take my head to the opposite side, and I'm going to maybe jump my chin forward and back a little bit. Maybe make some little circles. I'm going to find any movement, even moving my tongue. And just finding some movement that actually stretches that SCM muscle a little bit. And it probably doesn't look so good on screen. But there's some movements that you really feel as you press and hold. I can feel it there. It will be different for you. When you finish, release, and you can always do the other side. So I'm pressing into that corner. The collarbone comes into the center, sternum goes down. I'm off those bones. I'm in the corner on the soft tissue. I'm going to press, and I'm going to press in, and I'm going to pull down. So I'm pulling the fascia, and then I'm going to stretch away from that. And I might go side to side with my head, gentle circles. I don't need to do anything really major. Maybe my chin or my tongue. And this side is not nearly as bad for me. Maybe you'll find one side. It feels so good. And then release. So you've done temporalis, you've done masseter, you've done SCM, which is your neck. Well, we did it by pinning here. And that is a great combination. If ever you're feeling really stressed, like stress headachy, if you've just got tension in your jaw and you want to release everything around that area, try that. Let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear from you. I've been doing these lives here, and I didn't really tell anyone I was doing it, so I didn't kind of get any information going about it, but I've just been putting them out there anyway, because I've got this course coming up next weekend, which obviously I'd love you to be at, if you want to learn these techniques of the whole body, and then you have a bank of these techniques. You have them, you have access to them forever, and they may come in handy at different times of your life. Anyway, if you've been doing any of these little mini lives, I would be really interested to hear how you got on, if they were simple, if they were effective. So do let me know, and I hope that you will come next weekend, and you can do it live. If you do it live, obviously you get to meet people, you get to ask me questions, but if you have got fun things scheduled next weekend, far be it for me to force you to stay in and watch the telly, watch your computer when you could be out playing. You can still book in, and you can do it on the replays. So please do consider that, and you get 5 yoga classes as well, which I'm recording, which really explain the lines of pull in the body really well, and then these other chunks that explain different muscle groups and how to release them. It will change your life. And if you're a body therapist, if you're a body worker, a massage therapist, then these are things you can, when you've found under your fingers where people are holding tension, then you can give them these exercises to do, that they can then kind of take a bit of control over their own lives. If you're a yoga teacher or a movement professional, these are really important things to know, that you can add and weave into your classes. We use the myofascial release balls, we use our hands, we use yoga blocks, we use yoga mats. We use things that people have got in a yoga class normally, apart from balls, which you might have to take for them, but this is great. So hopefully you can join me and give me some feedback, guys. Let me know how these are for you, and I'll see you for my last little mini one tomorrow, which will be the buttock area. So if you've got some tightness in the trunk, then come join me tomorrow. All right, ciao for now. Oh.